Okay, hi everybody. I'm a little bit lower today because I have so much on the board. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the perfect digital advertising strategy, how to use audiences, create better audiences, better landing pages, better ad sequences so that you can convert traffic for less. This is one video that's going to look at kind of the cohesive setup for a digital advertising strategy online, and I think you're really going to like it. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Before you get started, make sure to click the notification bell and make sure to subscribe so that you can get more videos like this in the future. Okay, so the first thing I want everybody to realize is that a website is broken up into segments. So if that's the case, then your remarketing audiences should also be broken up into segments. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the website, how you create the audiences, what the different types of audiences are, how you apply that to your ad sequence and your landing pages. So first, let's take a look at the website. So any given website is going to have their most important high value pages that get the most conversions. They're going to have a checkout process, or they're going to have a contact page or a thank you page if they have just filled out a lead gen form on a lead gen site. And then they're going to have the overall website traffic. That could be to things like the blog, it could be to your about page, random pages, and things like that. So what I want you to think about first is how much is it worth to you, the visitor who goes to your high value pages where they're likely to convert, but maybe they left, opposed to a visitor who went to the rest of the website. So what's really important is that you think about your digital advertising strategy and the way that you're setting up remarketing audiences inside of this context. So let's take a look at audiences. So in any given digital advertising campaign, whether it's on Facebook or it's on Instagram or it's on YouTube or it's on the Google Display Network or some of these other networks out there, you can have audiences that are very similar to this that you create based off of remarketing and people who have come to your website. You also have the ability to overlay these audiences with certain types of demographic characteristics such as age, in some cases income, in many cases location. It depends a little bit on the platform, but you have a 90-day audience. A 90-day all remarketing audience would be 90 days, anybody who has been to your entire website in 90 days. You think about that, is that a very high value audience? Well, it's a little bit general, right? You could overlay some demographic information on top of that and maybe make it more valuable, but it's a little bit general. The next one is your 60-day all. So this is somebody who's been within 60 days. You could, of course, also take that down to 30 days or 10 days, shorten the duration as much as you like. But is that incredibly valuable? Well, it's also still pretty general. And then you've got perhaps a 60-day audience for your top pages, right? So within 60 days, just the people who have been to the top pages on the website. Again, you could overlay that with some demographic information to really target that customer. You pull that demographic information out of Google Analytics, the pages and demographics that have converted the highest, you can use that to apply it to that audience. Next thing, how about a 60-day audience for remarketing for people who have been to a contact page or a thank you page or a high worth product page. So somebody who just went to one of these most important pages. So that's an audience that is a little bit more powerful, right? And if you were also to overlay that audience with somebody who is in the area that converts the most for you, or has some, the device that also, has, the highest propensity to convert, you could even maximize that audience even more, right? After that, you have the ability to create lookalike audiences or similar audiences off of any of these audiences. So you build an audience, you can create a similar audience and then overlay any information you want on top of that so that you can, further refine it. And then there's also segmentation of top pages. So for me, I feel like you need to have a audience building strategy around every single one of these and be thinking about it in a very deliberate way. I'm going to talk to you about that. Segment of pages would be just, these 100 pages on this topic, motorcycle boots, for example. So when you think about audiences and you think about the website, you can see that all of these are kind of different levels of people who have been engaged with the site. And then of course there's upper funnel to lower funnel. So what you want to think about next is, what is the sequence of your ads that you are serving to this audience, okay? So with any given ad campaign, you have awareness ads, you have consideration ads, they're considering you, they're thinking about buying, and then you have conversion ads. And then on any network, you can now set up the segment and the way that people see those ads, right? The sequence rather of how people see those ads. So on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google Display, any network out there, you can apply an ad sequence to an audience. So you want to think very, very deliberately, what's the first thing you want them to see? What's the second thing? What's the third thing? What's the fourth? What's the fifth? And what I like to do is I like to start with something that's educational, something that's soft, or something that just gives you this really great feeling about the brand. And that's not just for our own marketing, that's for, an e-commerce site, right? That's for, a big box retailer. It doesn't matter. Something that gives them a good positive connotation of the brand to start. You work them down that funnel a little bit, then you try to sell them something, you work them down that funnel a little bit, then you try to sell them something again. And then each of these ads needs to be created specifically for the platform. So you might have all the same creative, like the same creative strategy, the same messaging, but for each platform, you're going to have different types of ad formats based off of how long the ad needs to be, based off of the things that people want to see in those type of ads. For example, on YouTube, your ad's going to be much different than your ad would be on Google Display. Now, we've got our ad sequence, we've got our audiences, right? We've kind of understand how it works with the website. The next thing is the landing page. Now, doesn't it make sense to match your landing page to your ads, to your audiences? So the way you go about doing this is with any landing page, you want to think about a couple things. You want to think about the offer that you have on the page. You want to think about the topic, right? What is the offer and where does the offer go within the ad sequence and the audience? You want to think about the topic, right? What is the topic of the page, and do you have a specific topic that matches the specific page, right? Not just one general landing page for everything. And then you want to think about the position in the funnel, because here's why. The landing page that you have for the bottom of the funnel could be very, very different than the landing page that you have during the awareness area. So let me build on that a little bit more. So for example, an upper funnel landing page might have a free video, might have a course, might just have the most amazing piece of content that you've ever created, right? And that doesn't just happen for a lead gen site. That could be any type of website out there, right? How can you get them the best piece of content that you've ever made quickly? So you push them to this upper funnel video course landing page, and then from that you can build a remarketing audience. So you could build any one of these audiences that you wanted off of that. Then you're going to nurture them further with more ads, right? And then eventually push them to another landing page, which would be more of a product or service. So now you have met them, they know, like, and trust you, and you can start selling them a little bit more with a product or service. And then finally, once they've been within the system for a while, once they've gotten to know, like, and trust you, they're aware of the product, they've thought about buying it, but they haven't purchased yet. Maybe they're at day 89, maybe they're at day 120. At that point, you come out with a special offer. And that special offer is something that they just really can't say no to. They've been thinking about the product and service for a really long time, and now it is time for them to buy. Okay, so we talked about the website. We talked about the audiences. We talked about the ad sequence. We talked about the landing pages. So what do you do once you kind of have this all in place, and how do you continue to refine it and get better over time? Well, it's just a matter of reviewing the ads and the sequence. It's a matter of reviewing the audiences and the top landing pages on a consistent monthly basis and further refining it. And if you do that, you're going to be able to fix whatever is broken within the entire system that you've created. So this is how audiences, ads, landing pages, and a review process works with the website with paid media. I hope you liked this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I love chatting with you online. See you next time. Bye.